the social function is and then one of the students meet the foreigner. Good morning. Wait, the generic structure. No. What I meant is, social function.
I crying.
We need to learn from those two countries. Okay? That's the reason in those two countries, the students learn English since elementary until senior high school, but they couldn't speak English. Why? Because the teachers in Konoha and Wakanda, they don't teach English so the student use the language. But the teachers teach to analyze, to know the language, not to use the language. That's the problem. Okay? Do you remember how many tenses? How many tenses have you learned? 16. How many tenses do you use? 3, right? Simple present, simple past, future. Okay? Yeah, present continuous. Okay? We know there are 16. We give the exercise and so on. Okay? And that's what we need to change. We can learn from those two countries. They are not successful. Why? Because they teach the language to know the language, to analyze the language. They know the language structure, the social function, the generic structure. They know it. But to use, maybe not. That's the problem. Let's do a reflections. When you did PKGBE, when you're doing PKGBE, you have the synchronous activities, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced your trainers ask you, what's the generic structure of this? Never. But we ask you to use the language. True? We ask you to speak. We ask you to write something. We ask you to produce the language. Right? Because we train you to be able to use, not to know or even to analyze. Okay? Remember the deep learning concept. One of them is meaningful. True? Mindful, meaningful, joyful, full. Okay? So, if you teach English to make them analyze the language, just to make them know the language, are they meaningful? No, right? They're not meaningful. Okay? Somehow, what you did or what you're doing in PKGBE already gives you examples on how to build meaningful activities in your class. Okay, and today, both of us, Busiska and I, we also try to put that one into our activities. Curriculum Merdeka, because the government learned from the mistake in Konoha and Wakanda. Okay? So the government in Curriculum Merdeka, this is the first time in the history of Indonesia, in our curriculum we use a standard. Okay, and is international standard. It's not local standard. In the past, when we had the KTSP, K13, we didn't have any standards at all. So our friends in ND don't compare our students with the one in Kupang. It's different. Our friends in Kupang don't compare our student in Kupang with big city like Surabaya. The student, the teachers is Surabaya is different from Jakarta. Every single regions, every single area, they have different standard. True? In the past. Okay, so that's the reason there are so many local standards. Even in one city, for example, in Kupang, different schools have different standard. Right? Even though you know you have different standard, but when the MGMP meet, let's make tests together. You know that your students already have different standard, okay? But you still make the test together, okay? So MGMP become the place where the productions of tests are there. It's not the place where the teachers build the capacity. And when the teachers are asked to create a test or questions, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Done! We already make tests. Standard? No. And that's the reason it's from the government, yeah? What must be standard? Learning, teaching, and assessment. It's from the government, it's not from Pearson. The government hopes what we give to our students must be something standard. Okay? Equivalent to level B1 for those who graduate from SMA and SMK. So when we ask you, what's the criteria of successful English language learning? Easy. When our students meet the criteria, right? Because when they are in B1 using international assessment, they are the same with other students in different countries in the world. True? Because what you think is good might be different with other people things. My students are good. Your opinion. Right? But maybe some others say, my students are better. Because you're talking about opinion. But when it comes to something standard, my students are good. Why? They're already in B1. Right? Oh yeah, we have the same one. My students are in B1. Oh no, mine is different. I've got B2. And that's the reasons all of you, the first step of the government, we put the teachers into the system, right? Not the student first. But the teachers first, we put you into a system. So that's the reason you did the international assessment. And you come up with your level. A1, A2, A2 plus, B1, and so on. True? Because, why do you think the government put the teacher first? Why not the students directly? Why the teachers? Because you are the one who bring the students go to the direction, right? If the government wants to be in B1, the teachers must be in B2, right? Minimum. If the teachers are still in A2 or B1, how can they bring the students to B1? And do you know what, my friends? In Indonesia, when we did 15,000 tests among the teachers, can you guess how many percent teachers in Indonesia among those 15,000 that are in advanced level? C1. Can you guess how many percent of 15,000 Indonesian teachers that we have tested? How many percent of them got C1? Less than 20%. Very optimistic, Ibu. 1%. Who said 1? 1%? 1% of 15,000? Still very optimistic. Do you know how many people, how many teachers in C1 from 15,000? 34. Not 34%. 34 teachers. 15,000 tests. Okay. So, Bapak Ibu, don't worry. You're not alone. Okay? You're not alone. That's the fact that we have. But we need that bitter fact. True? We need it. Why? Because if we don't have, if we didn't give you the fact, and then you will just think that everything's okay. But now you realize, oh my God, I've been teaching for 15 years, but my English still in A2. Bapak Ibu, I believe when you graduated from your university, your English is much better than now. True? Yes, because you use English all the time. But after graduating from your university, and then I come to the schools teaching, guys, nobody's understand, right? The students, apa cu? And then, oh my God, I've got problems. And then the teacher come to the other teachers, Ibu, what do you think about the students? Halah, pakai bahasa Indonesia saja. You don't have friends to talk in English. NTT, I'm here to talk in English. NTT meeting, blah 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 blah. Native Indonesian. Nobody talk in English. Oh, dinas. Training, dinas. Oh, I want to learn English. Ding. PPT, 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 PPT. Understand? Okay, go ahead. And that's the reason you lose your English. That's the reason your English downgrading you. Because you almost never use English. Okay? And then when you come to the class, because your mindset already, they don't understand, and then you always try to explain and translate. Anak-anak what's this? Bottle. Yeah, bottle. Okay? Okay, how about this? Yes, kursi. Okay? Chair itu apa anak-anak? Kursi. And then the test, chair sama dengan kursi. this one? No. Okay, so everybody listen, yeah, listen, okay? You can take notes. They don't understand English, but you explain in English. It's the same thing when a mother explain to a little kids who don't understand language. Mama yang hamil 9 bulan melahirkan setelah pembukaan 10. Will the baby understand? No. How can the baby understand that she is the mother? Because the mother give a lot of exposure, right? Mama, mama, mama. Oh, she is the one who feed me. She is the one who take care of me, clean me up. That's my mother. True? But the mother never explain and translate. Mama sama dengan ibu, sama dengan nini mama, sama dengan mother. Okay? Mama. And that's the reasons. What must be standard? Learning, teaching, and assessment. Okay? So we need to know the standard of teaching in our classes, right? Okay? Is it impossible to use English 100% in your class? It's always possible. Okay, but we are the one who need to adjust our language. Okay, so Bu Siska, can you go to the objective? Oh, okay. What's the first objective? Develop an awareness of the significance of continuous professional development within PKG framework. From our activities, from Bu Siska sharing from me, do you now develop your awareness the significance of professional development? Yes or no?
Yes.
From the story of Konoha and Wakanda, we realize that we need to improve our capacity to help our students. True? So we hope session 1, you already aware that, hey, we need to move. Let's start by improving ourselves. How? Use any possibility, use any information channel that you have with your friends to build yourself. Are you in the same WhatsApp group? Yes? Do you chat in English then? Sometimes. Why don't we try to use more English when we chat? Can I join your WhatsApp group? To build the sense of monitoring. Papa is here. English. Based on research, Bapak Ibu, to capture, to help Indonesian teacher with these vast regions. We have so many islands in Indonesia. Okay, there is nothing that can help us but technology. Right? Can you imagine if PKGBE is done, okay, offline all the time? One in Inde, one in Flores, one in Sumba. Same as the size of one small city in Indonesia. We cannot compare apple to apple. True? Indonesia has different challenges, but based on research, to bridge the challenges, we can try to optimize the technology. And what is the very simple technology that we can use to help teachers? WhatsApp. Seriously, WhatsApp. Why? Because in WhatsApp, everybody uses WhatsApp. True? All of you use WhatsApp, right? You are familiar with WhatsApp. Yes? Can you record your voice note there? Yes. Can you share ideas there? Yes. Imagine if you need to open different applications and so on. It's going to be more challenging. Right? So, let's maximize our WhatsApp group to build ourselves. Okay? Yes. Any questions about the first objective and what we discussed? Any questions, comment, or reflections that we can learn from Konoha and Wakanda?